baby, listen to me speaking. No matter what, just let it go.
Pop, persuadable. What's going on, boo-boos? I hope that you all have been remarkable. So, your boy here, 2023. I didn't come out with a video on New Year's or anything. I didn't want to force it. I just didn't feel like doing it. Was spending time with family and all that stuff. So, with that being said, I have thought about this moment right here for 3 months. So for 3 months, I told myself we're going to get a light. All right, so I don't look completely ugly. Need some decent lighting. We're going to get a camera. And we're going to do videos with my face again, right? And in 3 months, I never did it. Now, it wasn't because of laziness or anything like that. It's because I am neurodivergent. I have ADHD, and I've been off my medication for over 10 years, medically with the consultation with my doctor. I struggled with that word. And I've been able to live a pretty relatively functional life for the past God knows how long without being on the medications. Now, I needed my ADHD medications when I was a kid. I couldn't pay attention. I couldn't focus. The impulsivity was through the roof. So being put on ADHD medication as a child was absolutely necessary. And then when I wanted to join the military after high school, the military essentially said, if you want to serve, you cannot be on these medications. So I consulted with my doctor, and he was like, listen, you're going to have to make a bunch of changes, okay? You're going to have to do healthy things and do other things in order for you to pay attention and succeed. So with the working of my doctor and my family, I got off the medication, and I've been off of it for a very, very long time, okay? And I got myself through graduate school, I have 2 bachelor degrees, I got a master's degree, I became a clinician, been working for 4 years, and didn't really need it so much. And then COVID happened, and it threw me out of whack, like really bad. And then on top of that, I didn't really know how to be a YouTuber and also do my job. I wasn't good managing my own self-care, the ability to take care of yourself. And just after I graduated, and I think the first year I was okay, and then COVID happened, and I've never really been able to adjust. So what happened is that I stepped away from YouTube. We've already talked about that. We don't need to talk about that any longer. But it's been hard for me to get back. And every single part of my being wants to be here. And I have music, and I have skits, and I have cosplay. I have all these ideas, but I just couldn't do them no matter what. All right? And so getting back to that story, this video I wanted to do for 3 months. I wanted to do anime reviews. I wanted to do all these things. And I realized I couldn't do them. So I got back to the healthy things in order to regulate myself. I started eating cleaner. I tried to cut the alcohol out of my life. Tried to get to the gym, right? All these things help with regulation, but it still wasn't good enough. And so I finally went back to my doctor, and we both agreed that it's time for me to get back on to my ADHD medication, because it is okay to be on pills. I'm not, in favor of shoving them down people's throats, and I'm not in favor of not taking your medication. Each person is unique with their own circumstances, and I realized I need help. I need help. I'm so disorganized. I have all of these ideas and thoughts, and I can't do them. And I could go to work and I could focus at work, but then I would come out of work and I would be just dead. It would take me 2 times the amount of energy just to focus, and then I wouldn't have enough time for anyone else, my friends, my family, my loved ones, and of course, YouTube. I am day 1 on my medication. I got my light, I got my camera, I'm doing this video. right now. And I feel great. I feel fantastic because I had to make other healthy lifestyle decisions. But this is something that my brain needs. It needed it once before, and I really, really need it now. And you can kind of see the result of it's still me. I'm the one putting the effort and the energy and the thought process into coming out with my ideas, but my brain sometimes just doesn't allow me to get to that level like a person who isn't neurologically like I am. And so when I take those medications, what I'm doing requires the same amount of energy and effort and time, but it just gives me that little nudge that I really need to flourish. And so I am here today to show you this is exactly why I needed it then when I was a child, to get through high school and to get good grades and to do the best that I could to set myself up as an adult for a successful career. And I am now full circle back to it. I've done good. I did great, but this is where I'm at now, and I need help. And so I want to let you all know that we need to fight that stigma. I honestly feel fantastic, and I feel even better that I'm doing the video. I'm so happy right now that I get to show my face on YouTube that's been absent for such a long time. So as I've promised, we have a lot of projects in the work. Today I worked for 5 hours. That would have taken me a week. I worked for 5 hours on some of my YouTube various aspects. I was able to sit down. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I can do this again. And I want to thank you all for being so patient with me. I am accepting a new medical contract. Mid-January, I will be going 1,200 miles across the country. So right around this time is going to be a little chaotic between moving and preparing for my new medical contract. But once I'm a little bit more situated, it will be easier. But I plan on having these projects start coming out more and more. I know some people have asked me, what's it like to return to YouTube, and do you feel good? And the answer is yes. It doesn't matter how many views I get. I need to do this for me. And if the content is good enough, it'll go in the direction that it needs to go in. I spent 5 hours planning my first Chainsaw Man review, and it's a pretty in-depth, going over all 12 episodes, and I'm going to try to actually write some jokes down for once, because my humor is usually improv, but I would like to stick to the improv format. And I just wanted to share some good news, share some hopeful future endeavors. I feel organized in my head, and I hope that if anyone is having difficulty in their life completing the projects that they really want to complete, or you're having difficulty focusing or being happy, or anything in between, just remember that the biggest regret that I have is not doing it sooner. I wasted a lot of time, but at the same time, I didn't, because I know that I've been able to self-maintain for 10 years, again, with my doctor. And I want you all to know that it's okay to seek help, as well as it's okay if you do need the medications for you. So thank you for watching my video so far. I am excited about the future, and I'm excited about coming out with more content and showing my mug more. I don't know what that was. All right, you all have a good day. Bye. All right, we're off webcam. We did it. We did it for half a video. That's better than none. How are y'all liking my Mind's Eye stuff? Mind's Eye is pretty frustrating to play, because no matter how I play her, I'm upset. I'm just like the battered husband that comes home and he's just constantly in a bad mood when I play Mind's Eye. My issue with Mind's Eye, okay, is that no matter how you play her, it can backfire. And I think that's what makes her extremely unique as a character, especially with her decode and debuff. And what I mean by that is that sometimes as a Mind's Eye, I try to rotate. But if you play with, inexperienced randoms, or randoms who unfortunately are going against a hunter that they don't have a lot of experience against, or maybe they just have a bad match, if I'm rotating, then I'm not decoding. And then at that point, if the hunter isn't coming after me or engages with the other survivor, and that survivor dies in 30 seconds, The only good thing about that scenario is that at least you have a lot of high potential to catch up in the mid to late rounds. I think that's where a lot of people don't really understand how important it is for Mind's Eye to survive early game. Because even if a survivor goes down super fast, you have a lot of potential to set your team up for a win or even a tie just based on that decoding speed, because you can catch up on the decoding speed later on. But there are times too where I'm like, you know what? I really don't think I'm having a rough rank session. I feel like my randoms are, kiting for 20 seconds. I can't rotate. I need to decode as fast as possible. Because if you do decode right away as a Mind's Eye, and of course you should know which ciphers are dangerous and which ciphers are not based on spawn points, that will help you out big time. But if you decode right away, you can take a subpar kite and turn it into a win because you're that aggressive. But if you also are doing that, and then the hunter teleports on you, or a really good hunter navigates their way towards you, man, it can be difficult. It really can. So there's times where I'm rotating as a Mind's Eye, and then my teammates die, and it's like, all right, well, that's not my fault. That's your job to kite. But then I'm not decoding. So the entire time, only 2 people are decoding because somebody else is kiting. Then I'm dissatisfied because we're losing. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to go and I'm going to decode right away. And then I start decoding right away. And lo and behold, fucking Wu Chang's umbrella lands right on my ass. And I die in 30 seconds. So as a Mind's Eye player, that's actually why I always, and I mean always, try to ban Wu Chang. With every other hunter, even though they're very difficult in their own ways, especially as a Mind's Eye, there's a lot of characters that counter Mind's Eye, especially like Break and Wheel, etc., that uses mobility to catch up to you. I still don't like Wu Chang because there are more Wu Chang players on Southeast Asia and NAEU, and you get rid of that umbrella. That allows me to rotate better. That allows me to predict the hunter's movement. I don't need to be on edge as much, constantly getting off of the cipher, trying to predict an umbrella. Even with like a Bloody Queen. With a Bloody Queen, I see that first mirror. I know exactly how confident I can with the decoding, and especially if I use my cane right away in the beginning of the match. Now, not everyone does that, but I like to use my cane right away because when I use my cane, by the time it resets, teleport is up. But, of course, you got to be careful about using your cane right away because if you're in a dangerous spawn point, you're going to get fucked. So, with this video, just showing some basic kiting stuff with Mind's Eye. You guys have seen this footage for years and years of people playing Mind's Eye, but I wanted to just come out with a video, show my handsome face according to my mom, let you all know I appreciate you, I love you, I'm so excited for my future projects, you have no idea. Alright, bye-bye.